Hey guys, welcome back to some more F1 2017 and part 15 of season 1 of our Renault career mode, and today we have the Hungarian Grand Prix. I forgot to do the pre-practice ritual, but I'm doing it now. Qualifying was interesting, you'll find out about that in just a second, but the update that we went for was the chassis upgrade on the recommendation of Chris, which makes sense considering we've got tracks like Japan and Malaysia and Singapore coming up. So yeah, we can hopefully increase our performance for them. No, we've got some resource points from this weekend. Hopefully we can get some more from this race and get some from practicing in Spa, and then put that into a powertrain update, which we'll hopefully get in for Monza, but I don't think we'll quite get there because Spa and Monza are back to back, which is a shame. Maybe we should have done it the other way around, but hey ho, you live and learn. But we'll just keep pushing with the development train, and hopefully you guys will enjoy. Thank you for all the support on career mode so far. Hopefully you're still enjoying the classic invitational events as well, as you've seen in the last episode, which I wrongly named part 13. Who cares? But hopefully you're enjoying, and the car comparisons, something a little bit different on the channel. Hopefully I'm getting a little bit better at them by now. But yeah, I'll now hand over to the qualifying report with good old Toby.
At the last push before the summer break, drivers will be looking to impress the fans and teams to leave a lasting taste over the break. Ericsson out-qualifies Verline on the back row by 3 tenths, with Van Dorn 3 tenths above in P18. Alonso then beats his teammate by a margin of 3 tenths again to start in P17. Esteban Ocon struggles to only 16th, out-qualified by Sergio Perez in P12. Felipe Massa takes 2 consecutive gearbox penalties to start in P15, with Lance Stroll unaffected of an impressive P7. Daniel Kvyat struggles in P14, with Carlos Sainz in P9, and another struggler is Joe Hannard in P13, out-qualified by Hulkenberg by 5 places. Kevin Magnussen and Roman Grosjean take P10 and 11 respectively, with the Red Bulls taking the 3rd row, with Ricciardo beating Verstappen by just a 10th. In the top 4 battle, Bottas is out-qualified by Raikkonen by just under a 10th, with Vettel taking pole by a margin of a 10th to Hamilton. So with the track not relying on engines too much, can the Red Bull surprise, or will the Ferraris reign supreme? Let's go to a crofty ant now in the commentary box for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
To enjoy it all is Anthony Davidson, a man who made his Grand Prix debut here with Minardi back in 2002. So Ant, this is a bit of a special one for you, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'd say so. I also stood in to commentate on Jensen's win in 2006, and as I was a test driver for Honda at the time, you can imagine that was quite an emotional Grand Prix. It's also a tough circuit on the drivers, this one too. Lots of long, slow corners that require a lot of patience from inside the car. Plus, it's a very downforce heavy circuit. I mean, it's all relative, of course, but if you're lacking a bit in downforce, or if you've got a bit of an imbalance in the setup, this is definitely one of the worst places to have to deal with that.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo, and Verstappen, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Sainz, and Kevin Magnussen, Grosjean, Perez, Renault, and Kvyat, Massa, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, and Stoffel Van Dorn, Ericsson, and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, not where we wanted you to be, so we'll need you to push hard in the race.
Right guys, we're down on track. Obviously qualifying P14, one of our worst for quite a while, but we go up to 13th with grid penalties. Yeah, just haven't really been able to get the setup right this weekend. We're going to go for soft tyres from the start and end the race on the super softs. Looking at the weather, it looks like it's going to stay pretty stable. So hopefully we'll be alright. And yeah, let's get into it. Hopefully you guys are good. I'm hoping there'll be an episode out in 2 days, but this is probably going to be the last pre-recording what I've got done. If you didn't watch my channel update at the start of the month, you'll know I've had a very busy September so far, so I won't have played this game for about 2 weeks by the time I get to play it again and record it. But yeah, well, hopefully you guys are good, still enjoying the series and the car comparisons and what have you. And yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to get back into this game. But enough of that nonsense today. We want to get into the points here around Hungary. One of my favourite circuits actually, but just couldn't get the setup right, and you know, wherever I was going I was getting understeer really, and not quick enough in a straight line to really be that competitive. And as you've seen, we were thrashed by Nico Hulkenberg in qualifying, which is more like our early season form when we were getting used to the car. So just need to make sure that we make up for that today in the race. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So got Perez right in front of us, got Danny Kvyat just behind us, so it's going to be an intense start. Likelihood of a safety car is quite high, you would imagine. And yeah, just overall looking forward to this race. Then we come round this final corner, preparing the grid for the race start, and yeah, we've got Williams behind us as well, Lance Stroll. So actually I feel like it's not Stroll, I feel like it's Felipe Massa, which you'd expect around a circuit like Hungary. They really haven't got the best chassis, but Massa got there because of his 5-place grid penalty, and he's our race rival, so it'd be great to get a W over him today. But here we go. Lights out, away we go here in Budapest for the Hungarian Grand Prix. We're not off to the best of starts off the line, and Felipe Massa jumps us. We're going to try and have a look down the inside. We've been hit from behind. I don't know what quite happened there. Collision with Ocon. But we're up to 12th now, and we're on the outside of Kevin Magnussen. We have to sort of bail out of it. That's actually Grosjean, and yeah, we do back out of it there because we just didn't have the bottle. But we're up to 12th on this opening lap. A bit of an exciting start, and that's a Red Bull out. I assume that's an engine failure of some sort. So we're up to 11th now, and hopefully have the pace to get past Romain Grosjean in the next few laps. But then I don't know what our race pace is like compared to our quali pace round here. Hopefully it's alright. We were passing all of the sort of race strategy and tyre management stuff easily, so I'm hoping that our pace is pretty good in the race. I'll tell you what, Grosjean broke early there, and we had to try and slow down the car there. But no, an exciting first lap. Sebastian Vettel leading this Grand Prix, leading the championship, and it's a big one to go into before the summer break. Oh wow, what a start to this Hungarian Grand Prix. Now we're closing in on Romain Grosjean in the second lap. We seem to have the pace over him. We just need to sort of nail a corner to get past him. You would feel like we're going to go up the hill, right in his slipstream. We're going to get closer and closer, and then just bail out of it. We might have a look into the chicane coming up if we can hold it tight round this corner. Grosjean, a little bit more traction coming out of that corner, and now through the chicane, through the S's. My favourite part of the circuit, definitely. Certainly in these 2017 cars, it feels very, very good. We go a little bit wide there through the second sector split, and Grosjean just seems to have Found a bit of extra pace over us. Will be interesting once the DRS is active. We're up to 10th now. I think that's Lance Stroll out of the race. So a couple of engine failures so far. Reliability becoming an issue towards the end, well, end of this half of the season, if you like. And we're up into the points, which would be a really good result for us today if we could do that. We have got the DRS. We can see our teammate Hulkenberg just up ahead fighting Stroll, and Stroll's gone wide. Stroll's gone wide and we're through. I assume it was Nico Hulkenberg that just sent him a little bit wide at that corner. And we're now up to 9th and we're on the soft tyres here. So certainly in a good place. We seem to have the pace over Grosjean. It's just getting past him that's the problem. I think once we're past him we'll clear him. But yeah, I'm trying all sorts to get past him and it's not quite working at the moment. Well, our teammate Hulkenberg into the pits. It's a 5-way battle for 6th at the moment, but a few of the leaders have come in. It's certainly going to be an exciting race. 12 laps to go now, but Hulkenberg in. He'll be looking to get the undercut on Uslot, and that's certainly an interesting move. Obviously he was on the super soft tyres and he wasn't able to get away from us on the soft tyres, so maybe the soft tyres are the way to go, but we'll just have to see. We're still sticking with Romain Grosjean. By this point of the race, Magnussen, his teammate, is the man that's currently in a theoretical 6th, if you like, depending on what's happened to the other runners. So hopefully we can overtake them by the end of the race and get a good bulk of points for our efforts here. Well, look at the two Hasses side by side here as we start lap 9, and Grosjean now takes the lead of the Grand Prix, funnily enough. And he's overtook Magnussen, so he's now in pole position for 6th place. Or is it Nico Hulkenberg? These are all the questions that need to be asked. We're closing in on Magnussen now, so it's looking like Magnussen's maybe struggling on his tyres. Just need to make sure we nail the rest of this lap, and then next lap is when we're coming in, so we need to really put in a good sort of qualifying lap, if you like. Grosjean is getting away now, so maybe it was all Magnussen that was closing us all in. But still, as far as I'm concerned, a 5-way battle for 6th. But we've got to get past Magnussen pretty soon. I don't know if Grosjean's coming into the pits on this lap. No, neither of them are, which is quite interesting. We're coming in next lap, of course. So here we go. DRS active. It looks like Magnussen's dropped out of the DRS window. We've got Lewis Hamilton right behind us, and we're having a look down the inside of Kevin Magnussen, and we got the move done. Maybe not as cleanly as we would like, banging wheels together, but we've done it and we're through now, and hopefully we can close up to Romain Grosjean throughout this lap and come into the pits, have a good pit stop, and hopefully gain some positions in this race. So we're coming into the pits at the end of this lap along with Romain Grosjean, so it's going to be battle of the pit stops. We've put in our best lap of the race so far and we're in, and it looks like we've gained a little bit of time on Romain Grosjean. it will be interesting to see how our pit stop is. So here we come.
Go, go, go.
And we're away. And 2.6 seconds isn't too bad. We've come out behind Massa and Ocon and Ricciardo. I'm assuming Massa maybe hasn't pit yet, but yeah, we look to have lost a couple of positions actually, which is a shame. But hopefully on these super soft tyres we can now make up the time again and get back into the points. We go down the inside of Ricciardo and we're through. That was a risky move, but we made it stick. And now we're closing in on Ocon, Massa, and maybe our teammate? I'm not sure. No, it's Van Dorn, so that's why they're going so slow. Surely Van Dorn in this lap, yeah. And we're going around the outside here. We've got the DRS. And we're through on Ocon. And there's Magnussen. So he's certainly made up some positions. I don't know if Massa's pit yet.
Couldn't receive that. Repeat the
I'm assuming he has. No overtaking. I don't know what's happened. I don't know who's out of the race or if anybody's out of the race. Well, it's Daniel Ricciardo, so a lot of the top runners
Looks like they're retiring.
have gone. And we still haven't had a safety car. We go down the inside of Felipe Massa and we're through. And now we're up to 8th, so Romain Grosjean up in 7th. Something like Nico Hulkenberg's actually the one that's gained the most out of all this. He had the early pit stop, of course, but maybe just maybe his tyres will go off by the end of the race. That's something that could keep me and Roman in the running. We're ahead of Felipe Massa now. Now hopefully he shouldn't feature too much in the rest of our race. But obviously the Williams is lethal in a straight line, so he could catch up here. Yeah, Romain Grosjean's already caught up to Nico Hulkenberg, so we're looking to get part of that battle. And as I said, well, it's now a three-man battle for 6th place in this race. Well, we're coming into the final lap of the race, and we're closing in on our teammate Nico Hulkenberg. Romain Grosjean overtook him straight away and went off into the distance. We've been taking chunks of time out of Hulkenberg for the rest of this Grand Prix, and he's been very, very tough to catch. He's been putting in consistent lap times. I imagine his tyres are starting to fall off here as we go into this final lap, but I don't think we're going to manage to quite get there. Yeah, it's been a tough race, I'd say. You know, getting 4 points out of it will be really good considering we started 13th, but it could have been a lot more, and probably should have been. But Lewis Hamilton has won the Grand Prix. Remember, we were battling with him before the pit stop, so but he'd already pitted, so it wasn't really us battling with him. But he's went on to extend his record here at Hungary, and he has won the Grand Prix. Hulkenberg coming round now to finish in 7th. We're going to finish in 8th, and it's a good day for Renault. Most definitely 7th and 8th. We can be quite happy with that, beating our rival Felipe Massa, who finished 9th. So let's hand over to David Croft and Anthony Davidson, who'll take us through the results.
great win then for the Mercedes team today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
And now it's time to wind down and celebrate after that fantastic Grand Prix. Here they come, your top three, out onto the podium. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Well, it's got to be Felipe Massa, hasn't it? He fought so hard and had incredible pace at times. I don't think anyone did a better job today.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. It was also a strong Grand Prix from S01 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
Right then, goodbye David Croft. Lewis Hamilton winning the Grand Prix, that's all standard really. Looking at the drivers' standings, only 7 points between Vettel and Hamilton going into the summer break. Are we seeing some similarities here? Bottas 22 points back, Kimi Räikkönen 28 points back after being the early dominant leader. Ricciardo and Verstappen 5th and 6th for Red Bull. And we're in 7th, and we've hit 50 points, which was probably my target for the season, to get to 50 points, and to have done that. To do that halfway through is amazing. If we can get to 100 points by the end of it, that would be even better. But Nico Hulkenberg moving back up into the top 10. We consolidate our position in 4th in the constructors. As David Croft said, Haas had a good weekend this weekend and move above Toro Rosso for 7th place. So that is where we're going to leave it for this episode. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you leave a like down below. It really does mean a lot for me and for the channel, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.